everyone, and welcome to this episode on Mid-South Wrestling. I believe it's episode 271. What date was that on, Rodney?
I believe it was 272.
272. I knew.
It was episode 272, yes.
I just want to make sure that y'all knew exactly what show it was. I'm just trying to make sure.
The show was supposedly on the 11/22nd, 1984. That's what the dates had on this particular video, Mid-South Wrestling. Of course, we open up the broadcast with our favorite Boyd Pearson, Bill Watts, and they were talking about yet again the dream match. This is where wrestling fans send in postcards with their match that they would like to see. Don't be asking for a cage match because you're not going to see one live on television. They're supposed to have one. Magnum TA was going to challenge either Ernie Ladd or Ted DiBiase. Now, Watts said that Ernie Ladd refused to wrestle in a cage match on television. He said it was too violent. He said he would do it in any of the arenas, but it was just too violent for television, so he was not going to participate. Then we go back to recap the situation with Ted DiBiase and Jim Duggan, involving Steve Williams coming in dressed in a full uniform, football uniform, and them doing a number on Jim Duggan for last week. Then match number one, Dale Burnett versus Jim Duggan. Jack, what did you think about this one?
I thought Dale had some great tights on.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I born and raised in Alabama, cut my teeth in Alabama on Alabama wrestling, and I ain't never heard of most of these guys that's billed from Alabama. I think Mike Jackson's flying one under the radar on all of us here.
Brett?
All I can say is if that was my television program, I'm not for sure that would have made television.
Well, I noticed Dad, our father, Ron West, was refereeing this particular match. I noticed he was all over Dale. Get him, get him, get him. For some reason, nobody wanted. They're not wanting to be aggressive. Not sure. Dad's having to tell them repeatedly, and the man is just, get him, go, go, go.
Hey, Jim Duggan was over.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no doubt, but he wasn't going to win he wasn't getting the Dave Messer 5-star match out of that. I can tell you that. Hey, Jax went sideways on us over there.
Yeah, there's something going on there. In the end, it's Jim Duggan with the 3-point stats and the spear, and he was over, and that was no surprise. Match number 2, Chavo and Hector Guerrero against Master G and Brickhouse Brown. Brett, what do you think about that one?
Oh, I thought that match was good. I thought I'll be honest with you, I was not impressed with Chavo and Hector at that time. And I wasn't. But when I watch them now, I'm very impressed with them and love the finish in this match. Yep. I thought the finish was tremendous.
Yeah, Jack?
Yep. The push was definitely over with by this point. But it was a good match. I thought it was a really good match.
What? The end of the match was Brickhouse Brown with his unorthodox airplane spin, which knocked the referee out of the way. Then Chavo Guerrero, they did knock the referee out of the way, but he was having this unorthodox airplane spin while he had him up. Chavo grabbed the bandoleros and hit him in the stomach with them, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Chavo and Hector over in that one. Then we come up to match number 3. Steve Dr. Death Williams against Lee Ramsey. Referee on that was Randy Anderson. Brent, what you think about this one?
I was saying some great things about Steve Williams on other episodes, but when you do the Three Stooges bop on the top of the head like that, some points I just say, okay, wait a minute now, I don't know. Did y'all notice this? Did y'all see the little
I noticed
bop on the top of the head? That lost it for me. And it wasn't even a good bop on the top of the head. And he lost it for me, and I didn't want to see no more after that. So
yeah, something was awry in this one for sure. In the end, it's the 3-point stand into the Oklahoma Stampede. It's Williams over. Here comes Jim Duggan. Now he's in his full football uniform, and Steve Dr. Williams grabs his helmet, puts it on, goes in the three-point stance, and then gets out of the ring. And then Williams leaves, and of course,
hut, two, hut.
That's right. That's right. And
I thought we was watching wrestling. I didn't know we was watching football.
Well, this is for Bill Watts is the best of both worlds for him. Football.
I have to say one thing. If anyone had wrestled as badly as Jim Duggan and Steve Williams on this card had wrestled, and they wasn't football players, they've been fired.
He's probably right about that, no doubt, no doubt. Then we had after that, then we had a fantastic interview, or not an interview, but a video of the Rock and Roll Express meeting Mario White. He was suffering from, was being treated for leukemia, and he was going to St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis, and of course, I think he's doing some things there in Lafayette. Tremendous little video of the Rock and Roll Express, which leads to a match. For match number 4, it's the Sheik, Hercules Hernandez, and Ted DiBiase with General Skandar Akbar against the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Jack, what did you think about this one?
I thought it was a good, solid match. Of course, with DiBiase, he's just a ring general, and I thought everything was where it needed to be in this match. It was really good.
To me, the Rock and Roll Express, this is where Ricky Morton shines.
Yep.
He has to sell, and the people were getting with them. And if you'll notice, when they came out, they got a better reaction this time. Mm-hmm. People were standing when they came out because they knew they were going to get to see something, and Ricky Morton selling is what makes the team. No matter what people want to say, Ricky Morton can sell, and that's what got him over. And so I thought the match was great. I thought this was the best match on the whole TV show, and it made the TV show for me.
Yeah,
exactly. Ted DiBiase actually, I believe, was just as fast as Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Absolutely awesome. And I think in the prior matches we've seen previous on the show, I think it was a terrible mistake to have those mismatches. Yeah. I think it hurt the Rock and Roll when they had been used to wrestling. Pat Rose and Jerry Gray and these more quality wrestlers. And then they would also sell, which in these matches prior to this one, they didn't do anything, but just in, get the double drop kick as quick as you can, get out. It doesn't work for the Rock and Roll Express. It doesn't work for the Rock and Roll Express. And in the end, is Akbar pulling down the top rope. Over the top rope, it goes. Referee calls for the disqualification. And then it's Akbar coming in the ring and burning Ricky Morton. Don't quite get to see it. The camera shot didn't quite catch it in that one. Then it's DiBiase and Hercules and everybody jumping on the Rock and Roll Express, and it continues until Magnum TA, Reed, and Terry Taylor come out for the
I have to ask a question. Why did they want to burn Ricky Morton? I mean, was there any friction? Was there a reason?
There was friction when Akbar did light him up right there, because he had to have to make the spark so it burns.
Yeah, I understood that was friction, but I mean, like, why? I mean, we died. There was no built up to this. There's no.
Well, it's because Cornette was gone, so they had to get somebody else doing that.
I just wondered if I missed something, and there was some.
There was no reason.
We know there was some heat. There was some fire going on, but I just don't. Am I missing? Did I miss something?
I think they jumped the shark on that. It was too soon. I think if they had carried on this angle for a few more shows and then burned him, I think it would have made a lot more sense.
Right.
Yeah, I was lost on it. I didn't even remember that happening, and we were there. So I didn't remember it happening.
And Akbar, I reckon, likes to get in and out of the ring because he got in and out 2 or 3 times.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Match number 5 on the program was finally Buddy Landell against the Hacksaw Butch Reed. Buddy Landell, of course, managed by General Skandar Akbar. Brent, what do you think about this one?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. The only thing I had a problem with. All right, Butch Reed had been doing what he had been doing up to that point. And now he was hitting the guy and doing dancing. We had never done it up to that point.
Right.
I thought it made him look. I thought it just made it look bad. He should have been the exact same Hacksaw Butch Reed that he was prior to turning, and some of his punches didn't look good. And Buddy was doing great. He was selling punches that doesn't look good, but I thought the match was great. I thought Buddy made the match, but I just thought something. There was something missing with Reed, Steve Williams, and Duggan on this card. On this TV show. I just can't. I've been very upset if I'd been Bill Watts.
Jack, what do you think?
with Butch, it's just he should have been mad. And there shouldn't really been much wrestling involved. He should just be out there trying to kill Buddy. And the dancing and the other stuff just didn't further along what they were trying to do. It didn't tell a very good story.
No.
Now the match wasn't bad.
No.
At all. It was a good match, but the storytelling aspect of it was lacking.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I noticed about it is Reed had him pinned, had Landell pinned. It went 1, 2. He snatched him up, and the people just clapped. I love that. I thought that was awesome. But what I thought, they really needed to use Akbar more in a distraction manner so that Landell could have gotten more heat so that he would make the big comeback. In the end, it's Steve Williams coming into the match with his full football gear, doing a number on and attacking Reed. It's Reed and Landell on Reed. Duggan comes in with a 2x4 and all scatter. Then we have an interview with Boyd Pierce and Bill Watts, a video about Terry Taylor in freeze frame. Again, we really should have known more about what was going on with Terry Taylor. And they kind of just, again, forgot him, and now they got to try to get him back over again. Because once you're, like we've talked about before, once you're out of sight, out of mind, you're not over anymore. So it's time. It has time to start over. Match number 6 is DiBiase against Terry Taylor. Jack, what do you think about this one?
I thought it was a solid match. Dale was a good hand back in his day, and Terry, I don't know. I always thought Terry was really good in the ring. I just didn't think he ever got taken care of the way he should have, and that's by any promoter that he worked for.
I thought the match was good until poor old DiBiase hit the ropes, about fell out. and but Terry did it so good. Terry just brought him back in and gave it to him. But man, he got his head ripped right off by that top rope.
That's right. Picked him up and body slammed him, and it's Terry Taylor over in that one. Match number 7, it's Jack Victor against Magnum TA. People just sitting there in that match. I just thought they were just sitting there in that one. In the end, it's the belly-to-belly suplex with Magnum TA over. And, of course, on the next shows we have next week coming up, it's going to be Terry Taylor, Magnum TA against Hercules Hernandez, Sheik Hercules Hernandez, and Ted DiBiase. And we're going to finally see in 2 weeks Terry Daniels and Brad Armstrong. Also next week's show, Tim Horner returns also on the next show.
All right, that was episode 272, correct? 272, Mid-South Wrestling. On the next episode, 273. On behalf of Jack Lord and Rodney West, this is Brent West, and we will see you on the very next episode on Mid-South Wrestling.